Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 9, Chapter 43, on the history of Swaha in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Vakratuna Mahakaya Koti Suryasa. Hariyam Tat Sat. Narada said, O Rishi Narayana, O highly fortunate one, O Lord, thou art equal to Narayana, whether in beauty or in qualities or in fame or in energy or in everything. Thou art equal to Narayana. Thou art the foremost. Of the Jnanins, there cannot be found a second like thee as a Siddha Yogi, the ascetics and the Munis, and thou art the crest of the knowers of the Vedas. I have heard the wonderful anecdote of Mahalakshmi that thou hast told me. Now tell me any other thing that is unknown, very good in every way, in accordance with Dharma, in the Vedas, and that which is not as yet written in the Puranas. Narayana said, there are many wonderful hidden anecdotes that are not published as yet in the Puranas. What you have heard is very small. In fact, please mention to me what you like to hear, what you think as best amongst them, and I will describe that to you. Narada said, when clarified butter is poured as liberations in all the sacrificial ceremonies to the gods, Swaha is to be uttered everywhere as excellent and commendable, so Swadha is to be repeated in the offerings when the oblations are offered to the Pitris, the deceased ancestors. Then again, Dakshina, the sacrificial fee, is always to be paid as right and excellent. So, O knower of the Vedas, I like to hear the accounts of Swadha and Dakshina and their merits. Please now tell me about them. Sutta said, hearing the words of Narada, Narayana Rishi smiled and began to speak the very ancient words of the Puranas. Narayana said, before the creation, the Devas assembled in the beautiful Brahma's council to decide on their food question. They all brought to the notice of Brahma the scarcity about their food. Brahma promised to remove their food difficulties and began to chant hymns to Hari. Narada said, O Lord, Bhagavan Narayana himself incarnated in part as sacrifice. Are not the Devas satisfied when the Brahmanas pour oblations of ghee to the Devas in those sacrifices? Narayana said, O Muni, the Devas, in fact, did not get the offerings of the clarified butters that were poured in with devotion in sacrificial acts by the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. So they were very much depressed and went again to the council of Brahma and informed him that they could not get any food for themselves. On hearing this, Brahma at once meditated and took refuge of Sri Krishna. Krishna advised them to worship Mula Prakriti. Brahma then, by the command of Sri Krishna, began to meditate on Prakriti, worship her and chant hymns to her. Then from the part of Prakriti, an all-powerful Devi appeared. She was very beautiful, Shyama, of a blue color, and very lovely. This Devi was Swaha. She looked always gracious and with smile in her face. It seemed that she was always ready to show favor towards the bhaktas. She appeared before Brahma and said, O lotus-born, want any boon you desire? Hearing her words, the Creator spoke reverently. O Devi, let thou be the burning power of fire. Without thee, fire would not be able to burn anything. At the conclusion of any mantra, whoever taking thy name will pour oblation in the fire to the gods, will cause those oblations to go to the gods and reach them, and then they will be very glad. O mother, let thou be the wealth of fire, the beauty and housewife of fire. Let thou be incessantly worshipped in the regions of the gods and amongst men and other beings. Hearing these words of Brahma, Swaha Devi became very sad and expressed her own intentions. I will get Krishna as my husband. Let me perform tapasya as long as it takes. This is my object. All other things are false as dreams. I always meditate with devotion on the lotus feet of Shri Krishna, serving which you have become the creator of this world. Shambhu has become the conqueror of death. Anantadeva is supporting this universe. Dharma is the witness of the virtuous. Ganesha is getting, first of all, the first worship. Prakriti Devi has become the adorable of all, and the Munis and the Rishis respected by all. O child, having spoken thus to the lotus-born, Padma, with her lotus face, meditating incessantly on the lotus feet of Shri Krishna, free from any disease, started to perform tapasya for attaining him. She, first of all, stood on one leg and practiced austerities for 1,00,000 years. Then she saw the highest Purusha, Shri Krishna, who is beyond Prakriti and her attributes. The beautiful Amara Swaha, seeing the lovely form of the Lord of love, fainted. The omniscient Bhagavan Krishna, knowing her intentions, took her to his lap, reduced very much in body by long continued tapasya, and he said, O Devi, thou shalt be my wife in the next Varaha Kalpa. Then thou wilt be the daughter of Nagnajit, and wilt be known by the name of Nagnajiti. O beloved, at present let thou be the energy of fire and be his wife. By my boon thou wilt be worshipped by all. Fire will make thee the lady of his house and take the utmost care of thee. Thou wilt be able to enjoy easily with him. O Narada, thus saying to Swaha, Bhagavan disappeared. On the other hand, fire came in there by the command of Brahma with a doubtful mind and began to meditate on her, the world mother, as per Samaveda, and worshipped her. He then pleased and married her with mantrams, etc. For 100 divine years, they enjoyed each other in a very solitary place while they were enjoying each other. Swaha Devi felt pregnant. For full 12 divine years, she retained her pregnancy. Then she delivered gradually 3 sons, Daksanagni, Garyapatyagni and Avaniyagni. The rishis, munis, brahmanas, kshatriyas poured oblations of clarified butter, pronouncing the terminal mantra Swaha. He who pronounces this excellent terminal mantra Swaha gets immediate success in his actions. Then all the mantras without Swaha in the end become impotent, as snakes become when void of poison. The brahmanas, when they are devoid of the knowledge of the Vedas, the wife, when she does not serve her husband, the men, when they turn illiterate, and the trees, when void of fruits and branches. O child, the brahmanas then became satisfied. The devas began to receive the oblations. With the Swaha mantra, everything turned out fruitful. Thus I have described to you the antidote of Swaha. One who hears this essential antidote gets his happiness enhanced and the moksha in his hands. What more do you want to hear? Say. Narada said, I like to hear how fire worshipped Swaha and recited stotras, hymns of praise to her. Kindly tell me the method of worship. the Dhyanam and Stotra. Narayana said, O best of Brahmanas, I now tell you the meditation, Dhyanam as per Samaveda, the method of worship and Stotra. Listen attentively at the commencement of any sacrificial ceremony. One should first of all worship whether on the Salakrama stone or in an earthen jar, ghata, the Devi Swaha, and then commence the ceremony with the expectation of getting the desired fruit. The following is the Dhyanam meditation of Swaha Devi. O Devi Swaha, thou art embodied of the mantras, thou art the success of the mantras, thou art thyself a siddha, thou givest success and the fruits of action to men. Thou dost good to all. Thus, meditating, one should offer padya, water for washing the feet, etc., uttering the basic mantra. Success then comes to him. Now hear about the radical seed mantra, the set mantra, mula mantra in this. Om Hrim Shrim Vani Jayaye Divye Swaha. If the Devi be worshipped with this mantra, all the desires come to a successful issue. Fire recited the following stotra. Thou art Swaha, thou art the beloved of fire, thou art the wife of fire, thou pleasest all, thou art the Shakti, thou art the action, thou art the bestower of Kala time, thou dost digest the food, thou art the Dhruva, thou art the resort of men, thou art the burning power, thou canst burn everything, thou art the essence of this world, thou art the deliverer from the terrible world, thou art the life of the gods, and thou nourishest the gods. O Narada, he who reads with devotion these 16 names gets success both in this world as well as the next. None of his works become deficient in any way. Rather, all the works are performed successfully and with a successful issue. Reading this stotra, one who has no wife gets wife. So much so that the man who recites the stotra gets for his wife equal to Rambha, the heavenly nymph, and passes his time in greatest bliss. Here ends the 43rd chapter of the 9th book on the history of Swaha, the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, the Mahapuranam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Parindu. Om Tuya Mata Chipita Tuya Tuya Bandhu Chatra Saka